Okay, so here we're with Ron Thomas, who is Kelly Thomas's father, and you just spoke to us. And tell us what you spoke about.
Well, we talked about Joe Wolf getting indicted on charges after 14 months, involuntary manslaughter, and one felony count of excessive force, and that's huge. I fought so hard for this. I honestly thought he was going to get maybe second-degree murder. I discovered while watching the film, the city video in the DA's office. Wolf delivered two huge elbows, and the DA's team and the other teams just didn't see that. But with my martial arts background, I picked right up on it. He's the one that crushed Kelly's face in, causing him to literally drown in his own blood. That's why I wanted murder charges on it.
And there's 3 other cops that were involved, and they're still working. They're still on staff, right?
That's correct. There were 6 altogether. 3 have been returned back to duty, but not on patrol. They'll be working internally. And I want 2 of them fired. I want Kenton Hampton fired. He's the one that was there with Cincinnati when Cincinnati was beating Kelly with a taser. He should have stopped him from doing that, and he didn't do that. He needs to be fired for that at least. And then the sergeant who supervised the whole thing, Sergeant Craig, he's returned back to duty also. You know, that's complete dereliction of his duties and his sworn oath to protect and serve. He didn't protect Kelly at all. While his officers beat Kelly to death. He needs to go.
And tell us about Kelly Thomas.
Well, Kelly, you know, he's always a fun kid, 37 years old. Unfortunately, about 22 years old, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. A big problem with schizophrenia is they don't want to sleep inside. And so for 15 years working with Kelly and his mental illness, in and out of board and cares, out of my house, and every time he'd get better with his medications, you know, he would want to walk and get on with his life. And of course, off his medications, it would just set back in heavily, and it's just a huge vicious cycle. But you know, loved music. We played guitar together, did all kinds of things. People talk so highly about him in all the emails that I've got. People that met him on the streets, never begged, never wanted anything. Unfortunately, even through all my visits with him, even in Fullerton, he just didn't want to come back home, and that broke my heart. But what could I do? You know, he's over 18 and an adult in this free country of ours, and he wasn't a harm to himself or others. He just wasn't all there. So there's nothing I could do anymore.
And tell us about the education you learned about blogging and the power of social media.
Well, it's tremendous. I had no idea what blogging was, and once I turned the photo over to the Friends of Fullerton's Future, I found that it went viral immediately, and that's a very powerful thing. That really helped a lot. Facebook has been a tremendous help also, getting things going worldwide. So, you know, I still have worldwide support with this.
How long did it take the mainstream media to actually run that photo after it was on the blog?
Within probably a day, mainstream jumped on it, and I showed it to the original agency, ABC, and no way can we run this photo. We just can't do it. Because think about it. Have any of us ever seen something so gruesome actually aired on TV? I haven't.
So you try to get them to run it before you turn it over to the local blog?
Yeah, they were the only ones that arrived at the hospital when I called. Everybody else, homeless man gets beat by the police. Yeah, again, okay. Well, they didn't know what that meant. And fortunately, you know, Channel 7 ABC came out, and I showed pictures to the reporter, and she about broke down, and let her people know how bad it was. And then we took him off support 5 days later, and you know, nothing was happening. Still, they couldn't run it. They were afraid to run the picture, but the blog did. And after that, people started picking up on it. They didn't want to get left behind, and everybody ran the picture.
And talk to us about what advice you have for other people in similar situations when they feel powerless.
Well, that's an important thing, and we all feel powerless. I didn't know what to do. You need to go to the top, and when the top slams the door in your face, you go over their head. If you can't talk to the chief of police, you talk to the mayor. If the mayor doesn't want to talk to you, go into the public comments portion of the city council meeting. They're recorded, they're broadcast, the public's there, and it's a matter of public record of what you say and what you ask. So they can't hide from it, and then you can hold them responsible that way. Now you know that they know the information, and they need to do something about it.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
I just want to thank everybody worldwide who's been part of Kelly's Army and behind this, all the compassion and caring. And, you know, it's 14 months later, but still another officer charged. We're still moving forward in a very positive direction, and I can't thank everybody enough for that.
Let me ask you this: you, as a former police officer, what needs to be done with this attitude of police that we have, that they believe they can do whatever they want, and now they're just getting caught on camera? But it's been happening for a long time, it seems.
Yeah, that comes from the top. I'm always a strict believer in supervision holds the key in success. So all the chiefs of police need to be held accountable for the actions of their employees, of all their officers. And so when this kind of complacency, this kind of culture, this kind of corruption goes on, it's the chief's fault for not knowing what his officers are doing. I mean, they came up through the ranks, they know what's there.
Yeah.
And they need to take care of it. They need to be held accountable for this criminally if their officers are going to do something like this.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.